Hey team, Coach Laura here. Welcome to our team training. It's actually Thursday, April 9th, 2015. I am kind of making this video a little early. I normally record on Friday mornings, but I have my mind's buzzing and I have a lot of things I want to share with you guys, so I'm going to make it early and send it out to you regular time. But I'm so excited to share with you guys something that I've been working on for months now. And I would say for most coaches, this probably, if they, you see, a lot of top coaches and Christy and, people moving up in the business that, they just do it so fast. And you're like, how does that happen? And so I try not to compare myself. It's something I work on through personal development every single week. And, but so I focused in and honed in on the things that I needed to strengthen in my business, and it's taken a lot of taking out a lot of the fluff and just honing in on the basics. And now I really want to share with you guys my systems that I've put into place. So hopefully you don't have to go through this entire, inventing and reinventing of the wheel thing that I did, because we hear all the time, don't reinvent the wheel. I am so guilty of reinventing the wheel. I actually, will hear it and I'm like, oh no, I have a better way, right? So if you're like me and maybe sometimes your ego gets in the way, I highly suggest listening to the rest of this video, because it's really going to help you, kind of lay that down and just set things aside, the emotions aside, and really just focus in on what I have to offer. So I'm definitely still a coach in progress here, so I really hope you guys enjoy what I have to say. So tonight we're going over systems, and by that I mean systems that are already proven to work, systems that are already found in our Coach Online office, and that have been used time and time again in order to help build a successful Beachbody coaching business. And so I'm just going to take you really quick. About a year ago, when I was first starting up my business, getting challenge groups going and all this stuff, I completely dove into personal development to help my mindset. I knew I needed that, and I was always somebody who started up with challenge groups, right? So, but my biggest problem when it came to slowing my own progression in my business was going off script and not necessarily following Christie's advice to a T, or listening to the national wake-up calls and not kind of in one ear out the other. A few things stuck, but sometimes I would listen to too many calls at one time and then be overwhelmed with takeaways, and I wasn't sure when to implement them or how or what I was going to do. So I'm going to completely simplify this for you guys, so that way you're not, mentally just jumbled all the time, and just keeping it simple. So I'm going to share with you tonight my challenge group, clean eating group, and coach opportunity process when it comes to inviting and getting people into the groups or on a team page, along with how to just stick to the basics when it comes to listening to training calls like this one, and using your Coach Online office and the trainings that we have in the Epic Dream Team page, to where you can listen to them but not feel overwhelmed by the end. So I'm actually going to start with that, since we're doing that now, and it's so vital in growing not just your business but yourself. We always say change starts with you. So you have to grow yourself. If you are maybe you're frustrated with people not communicating that well with you, you have to always kind of pull yourself back and check yourself. I always say, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Are you communicating enough? Are you doing the things necessary in order that you're asking out of people? So if you are, and you're confident with where you're at, then take that next step into communicating with people. So what I do when I listen to trainings, and this has been, it's such an easy, simple concept. If you're listening to a training like this, you're on the Epic Dream Team call, or the What is Coaching call, or the National Wake Up call. Have your pen and paper, just like I have here, and listen to it. And we always have those aha moments, right? Where you're listening in, you're like, oh yeah, this is some good feedback. This is what I needed to hear. And it usually seems like there's that vital moment while you're listening to these calls, and you're like, oh, that makes so much sense. I need to do that, or why haven't I done that before? That is, and we like to call those your aha moments. Write that down and then implement. Maybe it's a paragraph, or maybe it's just a sentence. Write that down and then put it somewhere, maybe on top of your BAT, or I have a notebook that I keep track of all my customers and coaches and what I'm going to be doing that day. So I'll write myself a note and say, implement this, and I'm going to be implementing that for an entire week. So that's my process, what I do. So when it comes to listening to a bunch of training calls, and maybe you're listening to 4 or 5 a day, or just 1 or 2 or 3 a week, and you feel like, oh, there's so many takeaways, start writing down your takeaways and then come back to them. Whichever area you're struggling in, maybe you're struggling in running a good clean eating group, and you're listening to a National Wake Up Call, and the coach refers you to an awesome web page to help improve your clean eating group. Write down that web page, put that at the top of your priority list, because that's something that you're struggling with right now. So write that down, and that's going to help you to overcome that obstacle for that week. Practice it, put it into play, and then continue on to your next aha moment, your next thing that you want to implement into your business. And then same with personal development. If you're listening or listening to it on audio or podcast, or if you have if you're reading it in a book, same thing there. I get really overwhelmed with personal development, because in a good way, where it changes my mindset so quickly that I have to just read maybe a chapter or 2 or 3 pages at a time. So usually about 10 to 15 minutes a day, and then I set it down, and then I'm done. That's all I do for the day, and I just simmer on that to really let it sink in, let that seed plant, and then start putting that into action. I usually, post it on Facebook. That's my motivational posts in the morning, or, I put it into play when I'm talking with my challenge group members or my coaches or somebody in my daily life. And that's how I implement it. And then the next day I'm doing the same thing. So I'm constantly growing and changing as a person and individual. So I hope that helps with the trainings, just kind of simplifying it down to where you're not feeling so, constantly overwhelmed with information, or, ideas are, racing through your head at, a million miles a second, and you're just not sure what to do with them all. Start, implementing just one at a time, one thing at a time. And some of those things I literally have on my list that I can do 6 months down the road. So it's just something where you have to find which time and area works best for you. And then now I'm going to go into my systems, and these are my monthly systems and how I run my business in order to bring in a constant wave of new customers and provide great customer service. And I am, most of my weak area right now is our team page, coaching other coaches. That is totally my weak area right now. So I'm working on improving that, so it becomes just as strong of a structure as my challenge groups and as my clean eating group, so everything is on the same page. So I've started applying the same methods to all 3 outlets. So these are the things, my systems that I run every single month, And I really hope you guys enjoy this part because it's helped me a lot. So the three things that I'm constantly inviting to, whether it's through personal message, posts on Facebook, Instagram, or my like page. Now, and remember, you guys don't have to have all of that established now. When I was first a coach, I just had my Facebook page. I started up my Instagram account probably 6 months in the business, and kind of just had my like page there for a while. It didn't really do much. So, start at one outlet at a time and then, work your way over. The like pages are a lot of fun. So if you enjoy doing those, then I'd suggest building up your like page and that sort of thing. So, but I will always be inviting on my media outlets for every single month a 7-day clean eating challenge. A 30-day mixed program group, and the coaching opportunity. These are things that I'm constantly inviting for through personal messages and on my social media platforms via Facebook, via posts, basically. And so what I do with these systems is uh, basically take people and move them up the pathway, if that makes sense. So if I have somebody and I'm talking with them and I have invited them to a challenge group, and this person just isn't looking for maybe that big of a commitment right now, or they have a money objection, or they're just not sure time wise, or they just don't know what a challenge group is, and they're not sure if they want to pay a bunch of money in order to be a part of this group without really knowing who I am and what this business and what it has to offer them. So I will invite that person. If I'm in the middle of going through the 5-step invite process with them, I will kind of slow things down and say, you know what, hey, it sounds like I may have invited you to the wrong thing. I actually have a free 7-day clean eating challenge coming up here on the 13th. Would that be something that you're interested in? And I will, let them know that it's 100% free. They're not having to do anything other than sign up. And the system that I follow, if they say yes to being a part of the 7-day clean eating challenge, Christy Curtis, my upline sponsor, she has an awesome training call for free 7-day clean eating challenges. You'll go to thefreeconferencecalling.com, and you're going to enter your email and the code number, which is 855375. And from there, you'll find all of our team calls, all old What is Coaching calls, and I'm actually post the link on our team page, so you guys don't have to go through all that, but for future reference. And there you can listen to her call on the clean eating challenges. And it's awesome. That's what I have used from day one and kind of tweaked it and built off of it to create my own clean eating challenges. So I will use her process to invite people to the clean eating challenge. And I've had up to, I think the most, I try not to go too high in my numbers, but between 25 and 30 people, just so I can keep track of everyone and get to know them throughout the group. If I have more than that, it seems overwhelming. I know some people, have 50 or 100 or, coach people in their groups to really, build up that momentum and that excitement. So I think that's a lot of fun too. So, and then from the 7-day clean eating challenge, I will then ask that group of people if anybody has any bigger goals or things that they're working towards in their health and fitness, and whether or not they're wanting to continue on with me in a larger group page or it's usually in a longer group page. I'd say it's usually not larger group page to really focus in on their long-term goals. And from here, I love it when people say yes, even if they're not 100%, committed right off the bat. I love it because this is where this is why I got into the business as a coach. I really love getting to know people and just helping them along their journey. So that's what I do in my challenge groups and my workout groups. So if when the people say yes from the clean eating challenge, I will go ahead and literally follow almost to a T the 5-step invite process from the Coach Online office. You'll find that under the My Business section in Business Tools. Or I have a couple scripts that I follow. So either the 5-step invite process, the Amber Scott invite process, we have that in the file section of our of the Epic Dream Team page. You can find it there. It's typed up. Everything's done there for you. You don't have to do any extra work. Or this one was just posted. It's a cold script where you're inviting people. And I talked about that last week in our team training, but you can use that as well, finishing up the 5-step invite process. And I literally copy and paste, because 90% of the time I'm messaging people. It works best for me with my schedule. I'm literally copy and pasting and tweaking a few things here and there when it comes to their goals. But other than that, that's all I'm doing. And the reason when I was first a coach, I was very negative, and I used to think, that was, oh, it was cheating, or it, didn't seem fair to the customer because I, wasn't tailoring it to every single one because everybody's different. And I want to tell you guys a little secret that this is the wheel. This is the wheel that we don't want to reinvent. And the reason is because it's already been proven to work. It already works. Christy Curtis has used it. Other top coaches have used it. Melanie Mitchell, Scotty Hobbs. And they're, they were in the same spot that we are now, and to building up their businesses, doing the exact same behaviors, the 3 vital behaviors that we're doing every single day in order to grow their business. So that should be good enough for us to build our businesses using the same exact tools. I know personally I've gone off script and kind of verbally vomited all over people, and then don't hear back from them for sometimes 2-3 months, some people 6 months, some people it's been 9 months or over a year. Usually over a year is stretching it, but it takes that long for people to come back around. And the reason is, it's because I went into way too much detail. I, got overexcited about the outcome of the situation rather than listening to the person. And with the 5-step invite process, it's already done for you. So you literally don't have to do anything other than focus on that person, what their goals are, and take into consideration what they're really saying to you, what they really want, their goals and needs, and you can point them in the right direction, even if that's not ending up in your challenge group. Maybe that is just being a 7-day clean eating challenge, or maybe that is just trying, activate the multivitamins for a month, or just sampling Shakeology. You still got your name out there, you still got your services and who you are as a coach, and you got to know that person. So that's huge. Planting that seed with those people, that's FaceTime, and you're getting that. So try not to be always focusing on the outcome. Focus on the person and what they're doing and they're saying, and just relentlessly use the 5-step invite process every single day, or the other, 5-step invite processes from other coaches that I just previously mentioned. It's going to help you. It's going to help you grow your business easier and faster without taking all that guesswork out of it, or by taking all the guesswork out of it. Sorry about that. Okay, whew. And sorry, a little passionate about that one because I had a really hard time with that myself. So I had to, make sure I was really grinding that into myself to remember it all. So after I, that person has said yes, they ordered a challenge pack, we're good to go, then I send that person 2 emails. And this is the same exact thing that I do for the coaching opportunity. I send that person 2 emails, and I'll go into that in a second here. But the first email I send them is the Shakeology recipes. I have that in the file section of our TrueBliss team page. This is awesome. Personally, I love it because first, that's kind of a passion of mine, is finding, tweaking recipes and finding one, just like quirky taste bud type of stuff that, goes above and beyond just the water and ice and shaking it up, because that to me is kind of boring. So I love sharing my recipes with people. I'm not saying that that's not, if there's that's not the wrong way, or there's a wrong way, or to mix your Shakeology. I just love giving people variety. So that's what I do. And you more than welcome to share your Shakeology recipes that you have and that you love with your customers, because what it does is most people, when they get their shake, they kind of look at it, they might see the tiny directions on the bottom of, in the back of their pack, or their little tiny individual packets, and they're like, so what do I do? And so I give them the whole enchilada basically, and say, hey, this is what I do, this is how I drink my Shakeology. It tastes delicious because I've tried it, and I've tried other recipes that I didn't really like. You don't have to go through that process. Here's the best ones, right? So that's exactly what I'm doing with them for their Shakeology recipes. I'll just send that over to them, and then I also send them, if you guys are using the templates from the Beachbody Challenge guide groups in your Coach Online office, you'll have that week 0, where I call that the dead week. Basically, it's just a nice prep week to make sure people are hanging up their calendars, checking their measurements. I was going to say weight, checking their measurements, getting their calendar set up. I already said that. Just making sure that they're taking their before and after photos, logging on to teambeachbody.com. You know the drill, right? So I actually have taken that out of my challenge groups as the first week. I don't run that part, only because, you have a lot of hype when it comes to getting people into the group, and then it seems like if they kind of have that extra prep week, it's kind of like, this is kind of, it drags on that process, and people are really excited just to get going right then. So I just compacted that all together in an email, and I send that to them, so that way when they get their challenge pack, they can just go ahead and dive right in. They already know what the steps they're going to be doing. They know exactly what they need to do to get started right, and they're good to go come Monday, because that's when I added my new challenge group members to the group. Is every single Monday morning. They are ready to roll in the group. So then they're not, behind because they didn't start at the beginning of the month. They're caught up, and they're just, ready to start on their journeys. And then after that, that's kind of just my systems for challenge groups. And at the end of the 30 days, I will send them, it's a goal evaluation email, seeing how they did, and how they basically tracking their progress throughout the last 30 days, seeing, before and after photos and that sort of thing. And just communicating with them, asking how their journey went, and if they loved it, if they're wanting to continue on in the group to the next month and keep going for motivation and support, or what they're wanting to do from there. And then from there, I offer people the coaching opportunity. There's so many different ways that we can invite people to the coaching opportunity. We have the What is Coaching call. We have, Natalie Bright, she sets up our 4-day coach sneak peek every single month. If you guys have not hopped on that, I really suggest it. It's so much fun. You can just invite people. All you have to do is invite them, and everything else is done for you. It's there for you. And it's like a 4-day open house for people to come see what our team is about. And then what is coaching call? And then I'll just invite people a lot of the times to become discount coaches for those that are Shakeology lovers. And that's how I get my coaches. That's how I find people. Majority of our team right now is discount coaches. I have 3 that are business builders, and one I found just, from a friend. We're friends, so we got to know each other, and, realized we were very similar, and, decided, yeah, I want to do this with you. I have another lady on the team who she listened to the What is Coaching call and said, this is awesome and super motivating, I want to do this. And same with my last coach that I just signed on here this past month, and she listened to the What is Coaching call, but was also started out in one of my 7-day clean eating groups. And I just kind of kept checking in with her, because she seemed very motivational, and I just had a lot of input and we connected well. So always be inviting people, and sharing with them what we have to offer, even if they think it's annoying. I was listening to an awesome, it's a 3-minute video. Caleb Thomas, you can search him on YouTube. He has an awesome YouTube channel, and it's the title was, why are Beachbody coaches so annoying? And it's rings true. People get tired of hearing about our challenge groups, about our coaching opportunity, and but we have so much heart and passion for what we do that we relentlessly keep going anyways. So that's a fun training if you guys ever have a spare minute or two to just listen to, and you can even share it with your friends and family. So when it comes to the coaching opportunity, my systems are pretty simple and pretty basic. All I do is I follow the coaching systems. You'll find them in the Coach Online office for the coach invite process. I'll use the 5-step invite process for challenge group members to get them going as a coach. And then I'll use the links in there. They're found in the PDFs, and you can just, link to the next step basically. And so I'll, follow the 5-step invite process, and then get that person started right on the Getting Started Right call. There's a full-on PDF there, and I actually am guilty here of not using the full entire thing. I've actually only used bits and pieces of it because I didn't realize how in-depth it was until the other week. And I'm just here to tell you guys, that's freaking awesome. Like, if you haven't checked this out, you have to check it out if you're nervous about signing on new coaches, or you're just, not sure what to do, and you're kind of like, how am I supposed to train people? This was me. This is still me. It's, how am I supposed to train people? But, reality is it's already there for us. So, and then so all those steps are there for you. It's a longer process than I'm leading on just because I don't have it all memorized. But it's, spanned out throughout to where you're not overwhelming coaches as they come onto the team. And so you send them 2 emails. I send them the more about you email. You'll find that again in our Epic Dream Team files section. Christy has it posted. It's awesome. It just helps us get to know who that person is and what their goals are. And then send them the Getting Started Right email. And this one's crucial when it comes to setting them up with the Coach Online office, the business tools, and setting up a time to talk with them over the phone, going over the 7-day quick start, and getting them started on their goals and dreaming again and feeling good about themselves. I don't know about you guys, but that was, my favorite part about when I first started talking with Christy was just starting to dream again. So that's what we're doing for people. And so that's all provided there for you, and you don't have to veer off the path either. It's there for you. Just follow it and use that as well. And then from there I will add people to our TrueBliss team page and the Epic Dreams team page. And for me right now, I used to, refer, as you guys know, a lot of people to the Epic Dream team page. I'm starting to build up our TrueBliss team page, and getting more momentum going there. I have a couple ideas in mind, but like I say, I'm still a work in progress. So I'm trying to get it to where we're checking in at least once a week there on the team page, either with our BATs or something that, an aha moment from our personal development, and just sharing it with each other, bouncing ideas off each other. And that way we can grow together, grow as a team, and get that momentum going. But it's one of those things where I have to grow, and I, have to share that with you guys as well, so you can grow with me too. So other than that, I really hope that this training helped when it comes to following systems and using those that work without having to reinvent the wheel. And, just taking your takeaways and aha moments and start implementing just one at a time, not too many. So so that's all that I have for tonight, guys. Thank you so much. I try and keep these about a half hour every single week. If you have any questions or comments, or even suggestions for our team page and things that you want to see on there, or maybe you want to start posting on there more, please feel free. You're more than welcome to. It's, you know, it's not just my team, it's our team. Everybody's in it together. So if you guys have things that you're struggling with, or you know, trying to overcome, reach out to me. Reach out, tag me in the team page, and I can help you out there, because you know, I don't have all the answers, but I have been here for over a year, and the team's growing more and more each month. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys, and have a wonderful night.